Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. Binance gets third Middle East regulatory approval. New bipartisan super PAC promotes crypto advocates. Musk proposes Doge payments for Twitter Blue. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is April 10th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We bring you new stories on familiar topics. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen was giving some remarks. She was speaking at an event at American University, and she highlighted a wide range of perceptions around crypto. She said that's often the case with transformative technology. She said, quote, "Some proponents speak as if the technology is so radically and beneficially transformative that the government should step back completely and let innovation take its course. On the other hand, skeptics see limited, if any, value in this technology and associated products and advocate that the government take a much more restrictive approach." Her speech was mostly keyed in on CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. She was talking about how money has evolved through centuries when she said, quote, "Some have suggested a CBDC could be the next evolution in our currency. A recent report by the Federal Reserve opened a public dialogue about CBDCs and the potential benefits and risks that could be associated without using one in the United States." She also spent some time pointing out her assessments of stablecoins. She referenced the iron finance run of last year. That's when the Titan token, they fell in price, and that kicked off a destabilization of the iron stablecoin. And that caused it to lose its peg to the dollar. She said, quote, "This is not hypothetical. A stablecoin run occurred in June of 2021 when a sharp drop in the price of the assets used to back a stablecoin set off a negative feedback loop of stablecoin redemptions and further price declines." Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a quick look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.95 trillion. It's down 1.63% since yesterday. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 1.42%, Ethereum down 1.62%, Tether, Binance coin down 2.2%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is up over $10.26 billion. It's down 2.31% in 24. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Bored Apes up 0.05%, Mutant Apes up 0.05%, Azuki down 0.04%, CryptoPunks up 0.21%, and CloneX down 0.9%. Now keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Binance gets third Middle East regulatory approval. Binance is one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, and they've added a third win in the Middle Eastern region. They've gained regulatory in-principle approval to operate in Abu Dhabi. So we're talking about the Abu Dhabi Global Market, or ADGM. And the ADGM is an international financial free zone. It exists in the capital of the United Arab Emirates, and historically speaking, has always played an important role in both regulatory and supervisory oversight. They monitor the financial services provided in the ADGM's jurisdiction. So this deal lets Binance act as a broker-dealer. This is for digital assets, including cryptocurrency, of course, otherwise why would they bother? And this is one more milestone down for Binance's main goal, which is to operate as a fully licensed firm. The Abu Dhabi Global Market said, quote, "The IPA, in principle agreement, is part of Binance's plans in establishing itself as a fully regulated virtual asset service provider in an internationally recognized and well-regulated financial center. They also shared that their goal is to provide regulatory approvals for local and global crypto companies alike. They're trying to cement their position as the, quote, fast-growing virtual assets hub and digital economy. Dear Ben Tahir is CEO of AGDM, and he welcomed Binance and promised to aid their efforts to establish themselves in Abu Dhabi. Binance isn't the only one trying to get themselves established there anyway. FTX is there too. They recently got their own operational license in Dubai, second largest city in the United Arab Emirates after Abu Dhabi. This too falls within Abu Dhabi's goals. On March 22nd, they produced a consultation paper. And this paper proposed that the ADGM allow NFT trading in the market. The Free Zone's chief regulator is the Financial Services Regulatory Authority. Now, they described NFTs as intellectual property, which I get, but that means they're not looking at them like financial instruments or investments. Even so, should NFT trade be allowed, they will be required to follow the AGGM's anti-money laundering and sanction rules. New bipartisan super PAC promotes crypto advocates. Grant McCarthy is Director of Policy and Public Affairs at Bitcoin Magazine. He announced a three-pronged assault on the status quo. Specifically, he announced 3 political efforts designed to promote Bitcoin public policy. There's the Bitcoin Advocacy Project, the Bitcoin Policy Institute, and an independent expenditure-only political committee. It's called the Financial Freedom PAC. And this super PAC was launched to help get Bitcoin champions elected. According to their website, they support, quote, candidates that aim to defend and uphold the following rights of Bitcoin owners in the United States. I'm sure you've noticed that there's been a number of regulatory policies that have been getting floated around lately. And this has caused many to fear the onset of crippling crypto regulations that stifle and ultimately destroy technological innovation. Like other PACs, they are going to solicit donations to help support independent political activity. They're also looking to help frame public policy. What they cannot do is they cannot donate directly to candidates. What they can do is spend gobs of money to fight against political candidates or argue against legislation. Now, right now, the Financial Freedom PAC is supporting a balanced, bipartisan field of 4 candidates. Ohio Republican Senate candidate Josh Mandel, Ohio Democrat House candidate Matthew Diemer, Arizona Republican Senate candidate Blake Masters, and California Democratic House candidate Erica Rhodes. So what this means is that unions, corporations, associations, and individuals can donate to the PAC, but they can't do it using dollars. From their website, quote, fiat donations are not currently working. This is a feature, not a bug. Please donate Bitcoin. They also add, the fight for Bitcoin in the United States will be a marathon, not a sprint. True to Bitcoin's ethos, this organization will operate with a low time preference, focusing entirely on high impact expenditures, and by denominating our balance sheet in Bitcoin, whatever we don't spend gives us more purchasing power in future elections. This is the first political organization whose power will scale with Bitcoins. The Bitcoin Advocacy Project, or BAP, also has a goal, and their goal is to, quote, bring about an orange wave across Washington. On Friday, McCarthy said, quote, in addition, BAP supported the creation, development, and funding of the Financial Freedom PAC, the first Bitcoin super PAC that aims to elect Bitcoin champions and vote out anti-Bitcoin politicians like Brad Sherman and Elizabeth Warren. BAP has pledged $100,000 to get Financial Freedom PAC off the ground and secured another $500,000 in verbal commitments since the organization was filed. Musk proposes Doge payments for Twitter Blue. Elon Musk does not waste time. So he's already the CEO of Tesla and of SpaceX. He still has time to help improve Twitter. he bought a 9.2% stake in the company and was installed in the board of directors soon after. Now, he's got some suggestions for changes, specifically around the paid subscription service. Earlier in the month, Musk filed papers with the Securities Exchange Commission. Those documents show that he purchased over 70 million shares of Twitter. That makes him one of the 2 largest shareholders of the company. Now, days after that, like I said, he got installed onto the board and started suggesting, quote, significant improvements to Twitter. The CEO, Parag Agrawal, seems content with the developments. He said Musk would bring, quote, great value to the board. So, like I said, it didn't take long for him to suggest improvements. One being to change the price of Twitter Blue. He would knock $1 off the price per month, bringing it down from $3 a month to $2. But you'd pay that in advance. See, the theory behind this is to fight scammers. Scammers and spammers are the bane of crypto Twitter's existence. And making people pay their membership a year in advance helps fight them. Because his plan is for everybody to get an authentic checkmark if they've paid Twitter Blue. This isn't the same verification that popular accounts or accounts that Twitter deems important get. You're not going to get a blue checkmark and people will start thinking you're special. But it does fit with the overall plan. It makes it too expensive to be a scammer. That's the theory. See, you pay your $24 in advance. You don't even get your checkmark for 60 days. That's to keep people from ordering it and then getting the benefits and then charging it back. Presumably after you've done all the scamming that you intend to do. And then, if you get caught scamming or spamming, you also lose your yearly fee. It'll start to get expensive for people to keep creating new accounts and paying $24 a pop to scam and spam and then lose it quickly. He also wants to keep the pricing, quote, proportionate to affordability and in the local currency. And no more ads. His belief is that ads allow companies an inappropriate amount of influence over the product, especially where questions of censorship come up. And finally, he proposed allowing you to pay your Twitter Blue account using Dogecoin. Not a big surprise, his own company, Tesla, they sell items in their shop you can buy only using Doge. So far, there's no response from Twitter officials. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed tonight's show, like, comment, subscribe, review us, give Tex and I 5 stars. If you have questions or comments about tonight's show, send me an email at nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. And check out my other podcast, Crypto in 5 Minutes. We have 41 educational podcasts for you. 5 minutes to explain one concept in crypto. And, as always, may peace